Good evening, student. Welcome to Suresh Gyanvyar University. Today we will discuss panel discussion technique. First, we will discuss instructional strategies. Instructional strategies are techniques teacher use to help student to become independent and strategy learner. These are over a plan for the teaching learning experience that involves the use of one or several methods of instruction to achieve the desired learning outcomes. Factor influencing instructional strategies. Audience characteristics. Basically, interest of the audience and age of the audience or aptitude and uh, gender characteristics also will include the audience in audience characteristics. Educator expertise. Objectives of learning. What is the main purpose of learning? So the objective of learning, uh, what we want to see behavior changes in our student. So these uh, depend on objective of learning. Potential for achieving learning outcomes. Cost effectiveness. Instructional settings and evolving settings. Uh, these are the factor influence instructional strategy. Benefit of instructional strategies. Step-by-step instructions. It is a step-by-step process. In each and every step, define the particular steps or particular object according to particular objective. The step-by-step instruction. A variety of instruction approaches and learning material. And instructional strategy, we select the uh, different types of approaches, learning materials. So in instructional strategy, we decide the what type of approach we will use and what type of learning material we will use in our instruction. Appropriate support that include modeling, guided practice, and independent practice. opportunity to transfer skills and ideas. If we plan instruction, if we plan good instructional strategy, so we will definitely, it will provide opportunity for transfer skill and idea. Tools for reflecting on the assigning own learning. Now we will discuss panel discussion. First, we will discuss introduction of panel discussion. Panel discussion technique was organized by Harry A. Over Street in 1920. Panel discussion in which a few person carry on a conversation in front of the audiences, the audience. The discussion provide the equal opportunity in instruction situation to every participate. Panel discussion is a specific format used in a meeting, conference, or conversation. A panel discussion or simply panel involves a group of people gathered to discuss a topic in front of an audience. Typically, at scientific, business, or academic conferences, uh, uh, fan conversation, and on television shows. Panel usually include a moderator who guide the discussion and sometimes elicit audience questions with the goal of being informative and uh, entertaining. So, in television, we are watching the panel discussion. The panel discussion usually include a moderator uh, who guide the discussion and uh, do. Sometime he elicit the audience question. Film panels at a fun conversation have been created between boosting box offices written by generating advance budget. The typically format for a discussion panel include a moderator in front of an audience. Now we will discuss some definition of panel discussion to better understand the meaning of panel discussion. According to R. Sudha, panel discussion is a discussion in which a few people carry on a conversation in front of the audience. Uh, R. Sudha include two things. Panel discussion include few people carry on conversation in front of the audience. It means audience listen the talk of the panel member. According to Professor Hari, uh, the panel method is a discussion in which 4 to 8 persons who are qualified to talk about the topic sit and discuss a given problem or the topic in front of the large group of audience. The panel member should be qualified, and they talk or they discuss on the particular problem in front of audience, according to Professor Hari. What is the purpose of panel discussion? Why some pupil discuss the problem in front of pupil, in front of audience? It stimulate thought and discussion and uh, classifies thinking. It influences the fact, opinion, and plan. It influences the audience to an open-minded attitude and respect. It can be helpful to stimulate discussion and developing group opinions. Panel discussion is a procedures, the feature of a small discussion group for the benefit of a large group. So these are the main purpose of the panel discussion. Characteristics of panel discussion. What is the main characteristics? We will discuss in this slide. To organize teaching at a reflective level, develop the ability for problem solving. We develop the problem solving ability in audience through the discussion of particular problem by panel member. Help to understand the nature, problem, and the theme for discussion. Develop ability of presentation of a theme. How to develop a particular problem in between the audience. So this is also developed by the panel discussion. help in creative thinking, develop right type of attitude. Objective of panel discussion. What is the main objective of panel discussion? We will discuss here. To provide information and new facts. In panel discussion, panel member are well qualified. So they discuss on a particular topic and they uh, give us conclusion. So they provide the information and new fact of particular problem. To analyze a problem from different angle. In panel discussion, panel member discuss deeply on all aspect of the problem. So panel discussion provide us facility for to analyze the problem from different angles. To identify the values. To organize for mental recreation. Now we will discuss type of panel discussion. Generally, we have two types of panel discussion: public panel discussion and educational panel discussion. First, we will discuss public panel discussion. Public panel discussion, it is used for a common man. As you generally see in television or and other place, it is planned for common people. It is used to provide factual information regarding current problem. Uh, as you watching in the TV, some news channel provide us public panel discussion, and panel member discuss on the current problem, and they discuss all aspect and all angle of the problem. So a public panel discussion is used to provide factual information regarding current people. It determine social value of current issue. For example, unemployment, annual budget, uh, increase in price of things, and how to control this pandemic situation, another current topic. Next type of panel discussion is educational panel discussion. Education panel discussion, it is used in educational institution. It is used to provide conceptual knowledge and classification of certain theories and principles. It provide solution of certain problem. Example, scope of education technology in our country, examination reform, population, education, etc. Or new problem is uh, how to mm, how to control the uh, uh, this pandemic situation, what is the impact on education. So these are the new current topics. Objective of uh, uh, educational panel discussion: to provide factual information and conceptual knowledge, to give awareness of theories and principles, to provide solution for certain problems. As in education panel discussion, the panel member are educationists, or they are expert on particular field. So they will provide solution. They clear our doubts. They clear our theories, principle, and they provide factual information and conceptual knowledge for audience, for students. Now, members of panel discussion: instructor, moderator, uh, panelist, it means panel member, or audience. Generally, four members include in four category include in members of panel discussion. Now we discuss in detail instructor. Instructor play an important role in panel discussion. Plan how, when, and where the panel discussion organized. The all responsibility of instructor. Topic, panel members, and space, and date, time. The all responsibility of instructor. The all decision taken by the instructor. Prepare the schedule for panel discussion. Rehearsal also planned by instructor. So instructor play an important role in panel discussion. For successfully execution, the planning for successful execution of the plan, the depend on the instructor. Moderator keep the interaction on the theme and encourage interaction among members. Summarize and highlight the point and panel discussion. Should have mastery over the theme or problem of the discussion. Panelist. There are 4 to 10 panelists in discussion. They are expert of a particular subject, a particular theme. Member sit in the semicircle shape in front of the audience. The moderator sit in the middle of the panelist. All the panelists should have mastery over the topic. So panelists play an important role for clearing the concept, for analyze the concept and theories, they clear all they discuss all the angle of the particular problem. So for knowledge purpose, the panelists play an important role. Audience audience are allowed to put question and seek clarification. they they can put forward their point of view and their experiences regarding the theme. The panelists clarify the doubts of the audience. If we are organize panel discussion in education sector, so our audience is teacher, students. Procedure of panel discussion, we can divide uh, procedure of panel discussion in three parts. Part A, putting a panel together. Part B, planning a panel discussion. Part C, moderating a panel discussion. So we can divide procedure in three categories: Part A, Part B, and Part C. First, we will discuss putting a plan together. Part A. Select a topic. First step is select the topic. Without topic, on which topic the panelists discussed, the panel member will be not decided. So select a topic. Uh, Invite a moderator. Or plan the physical setup and the plan for the other physical arrangement, sitting arrangement, mm, mm, or water arrangement, and other facility should become in the physical plan setup. Mic and other things, all other things are plan in the physical setup. Planning a panel discussion, part B. Uh, Figure out the goals of the panel. Decode how long the panel should last. Consider starting with the individual lecture. Try to avoid visual presentation. Write question for the panelist. Plan out the rest of the panel. Introduce the panelists to each other in advance. Last step of procedure is moderating panel discussion, part C. Convenience people to sit in the front row. Briefly introduce the panel and each participation. Involve the audience early. Ask the panelist the prepared questions. Follow through with your own questions as necessary. Get a timekeeper. Keep the panelist on task. Collect question from the audience. Think everyone. Uh, uh, thank everyone involved. So in step C, uh, the all work is done in part C. Advantage of panel discussion. Uh, Encourage social learning. Higher cognitive and effective objectives are achieved. Used to develop ability of problem solving and logical thinking. Develops capacity to respect other ideas and feelings and ability to tolerate. Because when some member discussion on particular topic, so maybe one person is not agree with the other person argument, so it is increase, it is develop our capacity to respect other idea, feeling and ability to tolerate. To provide opportunity to assimilation sorry of theme and content, encourage social learning. These are the advantage of panel discussion. Now we will discuss some disadvantage of panel discussion. In some cases, one member of the group can dominate the discussion. It is possible in many situations, one person of the group can dominate the discussion. There is a possibility to split the group into two groups, because panel member when doing the discussion, there is a possibility to divide group in subgroups, two groups. There are chance to devote from mm, uh, uh, divert and from the theme of the discussion. If the panelists belong to different group, it may not create appropriate learning situation. So these are the disadvantage of panel discussion. Now we will discuss limitation of panel discussion. Chance to divert from the theme at the time of the discussion. So at that point, moderator play an important role. So this types of problem we can reduce. Some member dominate the discussion and do not provide the opportunity to a participate others. So in this situation also moderator play important role. So moderator give other person to put his or her point of view. Possibility to split the group into two subgroup for the against the theme. There is a possible to split the group into two subgroup if the panelists belong to different group. It may not create appropriate learning situation. So these are also, we already discussed point in disadvantage. And I will include, I include this type of limitation, this type of point in my limitation also. How to organize effective panel discussion? There should be a rehearsal for before actual panel discussion. The moderator should be a mature person and should have the full understanding of the theme, problem, and should have full control over the situation. The sitting arrangement should be such that everyone should be equal distance and should uh, observe each other. Moderator should encourage constructive discussion among panelists and audience. How to run a successful panel discussion? We will discuss some point to how to run successful panel discussion. According to Sanford Business School, the best panel discussion are customized, uh, concrete, and connected, and all these facts uh, hang on the on strong operations. Sorry, a strong preparation. First, pin down your purpose. Everything stems from your purpose. Ask yourself what value you are trying to create, or what goal you hope to achieve with your panel discussion. Your purpose could be anything for exploring differences in opinion and bringing a diversity of a perspectives to the table, to showcasing the benefits of a product or service, to providing update on the latest industry trend. It can even be provided some entertainment or showcase yourself brand and brand personalities. Once you have the purpose, you will be able to determine the format and tone of the panel discussion. Is it more casual and entertaining, like a uh, relaxed chat, or more sober, like an industry debates? Pinning down your purpose requires that you know your audience. What topic do they carry about? What basis or assumptions might they have? What their biggest concern or challenges at the moment? Only by knowing your audience you can uh, tailor the content of your panel discussion, and by extension your event to fit these needs. Choose the right panelist. Decide on the topic of your panel discussion. Choose your speakers such that they will be able to cover diverse angles and offer unique perspectives. If your speaker are too similar and profile and experiences, it is unlikely the conversation will be very interesting to listen to. Be sure to research your panel list to ensure they have the right expertise to be contributing to your panel discussion topic. You can even check out these past uh, uh, speaking engagements to see if they have the personality and confidence to capture the audience attention. The ideal number of a panelist is between 2 to 5, too few, and the discussion may as well just be an interview. Too many and too dialogue could come to uh, uh, comparison to queue members, some to manage. Have a strong moderator. Moderator play a significant role in the success of panel discussion. In good moderator evaluate a simple sharing session to achieve an mm, uh, goal of the objective of the panel discussion. A bad moderator can run an otherwise engaging conversation into uh, mm, snooze feast. Moderator fully a uh, multitude of purpose, including uh, managing the time and keeping the conversation moving forward, preventing anyone and two panelists for dominating the discussion, clarifying jargon, terminology, and concept that the audience may not be familiar with the uh, uh, perhapsing or bringing concept to highlight key takeaway and help the audience connect with conversation on stage, facilitating question answer session. The quality of good moderator include good listening skills and clarity and proactiveness. So have a strong moderator for successful uh, of your panel discussion. Engage the audience. The best panel discussion are audience focused. In addition, asking the panel, listening to the make their information more reliable. Event planner should also find a way to got audience to participate in the discussion where that show live polls of question answer. On simplest but impactful thing you can do is to open with a poll to set uh, context for the discussion. If your panel is about SEO tools, you can run multiple choice poll at the start to see how many people in the audience currently pay or would pay for SEO tools, and then use the a jumping off for panel list to comment on. There are a lot of other way to use live polls to drive audience interaction at your next panel discussion, including breaking the ice, gathering sentiment, or uh, crowd sourcing. Key uh, takeaway, but running a engaging panel discussion get thicker uh, uh, for large audience and tradition uh, who raises their hand first way of collecting and addressing questions simply isn't the best way to stimulate meaningful discussion. These are the references you should go through for further more detail of the panel discussion. Now, time for MCQs. Filling the blanks are technique teacher used to help the student to become independent and strategy and strategies learner. Option A book, option C, option B school, option C library, option D instructional strategy. Correct answer is option D instructional strategy. Next MCQ, the best panel discussion are filling the blanks focus. Option A book, option B audience, option C library, option D instructional strategy, option B audience. Next MCQs, filling the blanks, the best panel discussion are customized, concrete, and connected, and all these factors hing on strong participation. Uh, Option A, according to the Jaipur Business School, next option, according to the Ajmer panel discussion. Next, C option, according to the Stanford Business School. Option D, according to the Bombay Business School. Correct answer is according to the Stanford Business School. Next MCQs. Benefit of instruction approaches. Option A, step by step instruction. Option B, a variety of instruction appropriate approaches and learning materials. Option C, appropriate support that include uh, modeling, guided practice, and independent practice. Option D, all of the above. Correct answer is all of the above. Next MCQs, the quality of a great moderator include option A, protectiveness, option B, good listening and skills, option C, creativity, option D, all above. So quality of good moderator, all of the above. Answer is all of the above. Next MCQs, advantage of panel discussion. Option A, high cognitive and effective objective are achieved. Option B, good listening skills. Option C, clarify. Option C, clarity. Option D, all the above. Answer is high cognitive and effective objective are achieved. Next MCQ, the panel method is a discussion in which 4 to 8 persons who are equally qualified to talk about the topic and discuss a given problem or the topic in front of a large group or audience. Correct answer is Professor Hari A. Overstreet. Next MCQs, who state that the panel discussion in which a few people carry on conversation in front of the audience. Option A, Clark and Star. Option B, Bacon. Option C, R. Sudha. Option D, Maxwell and Kilger. Correct answer is R. Sudha. C option is correct. Next MCQs, filling the blanks. involve a group of panel people gathered to discuss a topic in front of audience, typically at the scientific, business, or academic conferences, fan conversation on a television show. Option A, panel discussion. Option B, group discussion. Option C, friend discussion. None. Option D, none. Correct answer is panel discussion. Next MCQs, panel discussion as a technique was organized by filling the blanks, Alexander in 1920, Maxwell and Kilzer in 1929, R. Sudha in 1929, the Harry A. Over Street in 1920. Correct answer is option D. Harry A. Overstreet in 1929. Thank you, student. You listen me carefully. Have a good day.